Welcome back to the channel World Coins Master, where the smallest coins can hold the biggest surprises and the most unexpected value. Today, we're diving into an incredible story that has shocked coin collectors, historians, and even economic experts around the world. We're talking about a single 1-cent coin, a Lincoln penny from 1971 with the Denver Mint mark, that's estimated to be worth an astonishing $590 million. Yes, you heard that right, $590 million for a coin that originally had a face value of just 1 cent. This is not fiction. This is the world of rare coins, minting errors, historical anomalies, and collector demand colliding in a spectacular way. So sit back, grab your favorite drink, and join us as we peel back the layers of mystery, rarity, and remarkable stories behind the 1971 Lincoln penny that has stunned the numismatic community. The Lincoln penny has always held a special place in American coinage. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it replaced the Indian head cent and became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. Over the decades, it has gone through various design changes, metal compositions, and minting techniques. But every once in a while, something unusual happens at the mint: a small misstep, a rare condition, a strange anomaly, and that's when things get interesting. The 1971 penny is one of those coins. On the surface, it may look like just another penny that came out of your pocket change, but upon closer examination, it tells an entirely different story. Let's begin with the historical context. In 1971, the Denver Mint was producing billions of coins as the economy continued to grow and cash transactions were still very common. That year, the Denver Mint struck over 2.9 billion pennies. With such a high mintage number, it would seem improbable that any of these coins would ever become rare or valuable. But that's the beautiful irony of numismatics. Sometimes, the rarest treasures are buried in plain sight among billions of others. And that's exactly the case with this 1971 penny. The first thing collectors noticed about the most valuable 1971 penny was its unusual surface. Unlike the standard copper alloy finish found on most pennies minted in that era, this particular coin exhibited a brilliant, mirror-like proof surface. Yet Denver never produced proof coins, only the San Francisco Mint did. So how did a Denver penny come to display characteristics typically seen only in proof coins? That mystery alone was enough to make collectors pause and examine it more closely. Some numismatic experts believe the coin may have been struck using polished dies by accident, or as part of an unauthorized test or experimental run. Others believe it may have been struck on a proof planchet that somehow got transported to the Denver facility by mistake. Another element that makes this penny stand out is its double die obverse error. Doubling can occur when the coin die itself is improperly manufactured, showing a duplication of design elements like the date, motto, or Lincoln's bust. On this particular 1971 penny, doubling is evident in the words, "In God we trust, liberty," and the date, 1971. The doubling is so strong and dramatic that it can be seen even without magnification. That kind of doubling is extremely rare for the Denver Mint, which has more stringent quality controls compared to other mints. And while double die errors are highly sought after by collectors, they are even more valuable when combined with other anomalies like the reflective proof-like surface and unusual planchet composition. Speaking of planchet composition, here's where things get even more fascinating. Most 1971 pennies were composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc. But testing of this particular coin revealed a far more unusual metal content. Some reports suggest it contains traces of silver or other alloys that are not standard for Lincoln cents. While this could be the result of contamination in the blank planchets before striking, it raises the possibility that this penny might have been an experimental strike. The U.S. Mint occasionally tested different compositions for coins, especially during the early 1970s due to rising copper prices. It's possible that this penny is a surviving relic of one such test, accidentally released into circulation. Then there's the matter of the mint mark itself. The D mint mark for Denver on this coin appears misaligned and abnormally shaped, suggesting that it was hand-punched, a technique phased out by the late 1960s but occasionally seen in early 1970s coinage. The misaligned mint mark is not just off-center but seems to hover slightly above the intended placement. Some believe this was done deliberately by a rogue mint worker, while others believe it was simply a slip of the hand. Either way, the odd positioning and appearance of the mint mark add another layer of intrigue and value. Now let's talk about the strike quality. Experts have noted that this particular coin was struck with immense pressure, resulting in exceptionally sharp details. Lincoln's hair, the folds in his jacket, the lettering, and even the rim all showed deeper than usual definition. This high strike pressure could have been the result of a test run using proof dies or even an experimental press. It's uncommon for circulation coins to have such precise detailing unless something unusual happened during the striking process. Another reason why this coin stands out is its condition. It is graded by professional coin graders as MS68+, possibly even MS69. That's nearly unheard of for a circulated coin, especially from a high mintage year like 1971. The surfaces are nearly flawless, with no visible contact marks, scratches, or signs of wear. The coin looks as if it was freshly struck and never left the minting facility. This pristine condition, combined with all the previously mentioned errors and anomalies, catapults its value to a whole new level. Now, let's dive into the provenance and how this coin came to be known. The coin was discovered by a longtime coin collector who had been going through thousands of rolls of old pennies purchased from banks and estate sales. When he came across this particular 1971 D penny, he immediately noticed a mirror-like finish and the unusual doubling. Upon further inspection, he realized it was unlike anything he had ever seen. He submitted the coin to two of the top grading services, PCGS and NGC, both of whom confirmed its authenticity and unusual characteristics. The coin was later auctioned in a private sale for a staggering $590 million, shattering all previous records for the sale of a single coin. What makes this sale even more extraordinary is the intense bidding war that erupted among collectors, museums, and private investors who understood the historical significance and rarity of this coin. Some bidders were willing to pay any price to secure it, not just for its monetary value but because it represents one of the most spectacular minting mysteries in U.S. history. The coin is now held in a private collection but is occasionally loaned to museums for special exhibitions where it continues to amaze visitors and spark debates among experts. So, what are the key factors that make the 1971 D Lincoln penny worth nearly $600 million? First, a dramatic double die obverse, one of the most visually striking and clear examples known to exist. Second, a possible proof-like surface on a circulation coin struck at a mint that doesn't produce proofs. Third, unusual planchet composition that may point to experimental origins. Fourth, a misaligned, hand-punched mint mark that suggests human error or unauthorized activity. Fifth, an MS68+ grade with no signs of wear, essentially making it a perfect coin. And sixth, the sheer rarity and uniqueness of all these factors being present in one single penny from a year with nearly 3 billion others. The story of the 1971 D penny is a reminder that treasure can come from the most unexpected places. It's not just a lesson in coin collecting, but a story of curiosity, observation, and the power of looking closely at the ordinary. You might have dozens or even hundreds of 1971 D pennies in your collection or in a jar at home. Could one of them share some of the same traits? Could you be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it? It's not impossible. While a coin exactly like this one is likely one of a kind, other errors, varieties, or rare conditions may still be out there waiting to be discovered. All it takes is one careful glance, one magnifying glass, one moment of curiosity. Collectors everywhere now pay special attention to 1971 D pennies. Online marketplaces are full of listings for 1971 D coins with minor doubling, odd mint marks, and proof-like finishes. Some are priced modestly, while others are being sold for thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. While most won't come close to the $590 million mark, they still represent a fascinating and potentially profitable area of numismatics. Whether you're a beginner collector or a seasoned expert, the tale of the 1971 D penny is a wake-up call to never overlook the small things. Sometimes it's not the gold coin or the silver dollar that holds the greatest story. Sometimes it's the humble penny, a coin most people discard without a second thought, that holds the power to astonish the world. So next time you come across a 1971 D Lincoln penny, don't just toss it aside. Examine it. Study it. Because you never know if history, rarity, and unimaginable value are staring right back at you from the face of Abraham Lincoln himself. And while we celebrate the mystique of this rare coin, let's not forget the broader lesson it offers, that even in a world flooded with the ordinary, the extraordinary can. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating story of the 1993 Liberty Lincoln 1-cent coin, a coin whose value has been estimated at an astonishing $420 million, making it one of the most legendary and valuable coins in American numismatic history. How could a coin with a face value of just 1 cent possibly be worth hundreds of millions of dollars? The answer lies in its extraordinary array of minting mistakes, striking anomalies, and the overwhelming rarity that make it a one-of-a-kind piece in the world of coin collecting. Let's take a closer look at how the 1993 Lincoln penny, bearing the iconic Liberty inscription, came to be one of the most desired coins among collectors. What makes it so rare? What errors occurred during its production? How many of these error coins could exist? And how can you spot one in your own collection or spare change? Stay with us as we journey through the mints, the mysteries, and the millions attached to this unassuming yet historic coin. The Lincoln cent has been an iconic part of U.S. currency since its first minting in 1909, honoring the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. By 1993, the coin had already seen many design and composition changes. But what happened during that particular year created one of the most baffling anomalies in numismatic records. The Philadelphia and Denver mints were actively producing millions of coins in 1993, but among those millions, a small handful, perhaps even only one, contained a combination of errors so severe, so dramatic, and so visually striking that it instantly became a mystery worth millions. One of the primary features that immediately draws attention to this coin is its exceptionally rare doubled die obverse. The doubling on the front of the coin is so profound that it's visible even to the naked eye, without the need for magnification. The date, 1993, appears as though it has been stamped twice, with clear separation between the numbers. The word, Liberty, is also doubled, creating a shadow-like effect that seems to give the coin a ghostly presence. Lincoln's profile itself, usually clean and sharp, appears distorted, with a clear outline of a second nose and chin just barely overlapping the first. This kind of doubling is not the result of post-mint damage or machine wear. It is a genuine minting error caused when the die shifts slightly between strikes, resulting in two impressions instead of one. But the doubled die alone does not account for the staggering valuation of $420 million. That value is amplified by the addition of other errors that occurred during the striking process. One such error is known as the off-center strike. In this particular 1993 Liberty penny, the off-center strike is extreme. Nearly 50% of the coin is missing due to the misalignment during minting. This means that part of Lincoln's head and the inscriptions on the coin spill over the edge and into blank metal. Off-center strikes of this magnitude are exceptionally rare, especially when they occur in combination with other errors like doubling. Adding to the intrigue is the presence of a transitional error. In 1992, the U.S. Mint transitioned from using brass-plated zinc to copper-plated zinc for the Lincoln cent, and during the early months of 1993, there are theories that some planchets from the previous year may have still been in circulation. In this legendary specimen, the coin appears to be struck on a transitional planchet, meaning the metal composition is inconsistent with official mint records. This alone makes the coin stand out to numismatists who can detect differences in weight, color, and electromagnetic signature. Tests conducted on the single known example of this coin show a weight that is 0.02 grams higher than the standard, and that discrepancy has sparked a wave of speculation about whether this planchet was meant for another denomination or even another country. Another baffling anomaly is the coin's mint mark, or rather, the curious absence and reappearance of it. The Denver Mint typically uses a small d beneath the date to identify the origin of the coin, but in this 1993 example, there are reports that a faint ghost of the D is visible beneath the date, while another bolder D appears slightly to the right of it. This may be a case of repunched mint marks, where a die was used more than once to punch in the mint mark, resulting in a misaligned double stamp. These repunched mint marks are prized by collectors, but the fact that this coin displays both a faint and bold D, slightly misaligned, suggests a significant error during die preparation. What adds further mystery to the coin's story is the speculation that it may have been part of an experimental strike never meant for public release. Some experts believe the 1993 Liberty Lincoln cent was part of a test batch used to trial new minting equipment or procedures, and somehow one of these coins slipped into general circulation. If this theory is true, it would explain the multiple layers of errors found on the coin, as well as its non-standard composition and features. Perhaps the most mind-blowing aspect of this coin's story is how it was discovered. Legend has it that the coin surfaced at a coin show in Chicago, tucked inside a cardboard 2x2 holder and marked, "Unusual 1993 penny, $1." It was purchased by a young collector who noticed the doubling immediately. Upon closer inspection under magnification and testing equipment, the coin revealed its multiple layers of anomalies, each more shocking than the last. Word spread quickly through the numismatic community, and soon the coin was featured in prominent coin magazines and rare coin exhibitions. Offers came pouring in from collectors and investors alike, with bids climbing well into the millions. Eventually, the coin was privately appraised and insured at $420 million, making it the most valuable Lincoln cent ever documented. This valuation is not arbitrary. Collectors and appraisers look at several factors when evaluating rare coins: rarity, condition, historical significance, visual appeal, and market demand. This coin checks every one of those boxes. It is believed to be unique. Its condition, although circulated, is still remarkably preserved, showing all the error characteristics clearly. The historical significance lies in its mysterious origin and the combination of errors that defy explanation. The visual appeal, especially the dramatic doubling and off-center strike, makes it an eye-catching piece even for non-collectors. And finally, the market demand is driven by high-net-worth collectors and museums who view this coin as a once-in-a-lifetime acquisition. So what does this mean for everyday people? Could you have one of these coins in your pocket change right now? The odds are extremely slim, but not impossible. Coins with doubling, off-center strikes, transitional planchets, or repunched mint marks can still be found if you know what to look for. The key is to inspect your pennies carefully. Look at the date with a magnifying glass. Do you see any doubling? Is the mint mark misaligned or doubled? Does the coin appear slightly heavier or lighter than normal? Does it have a color that seems off, too dark, too shiny, too red? These could all be indicators that your coin might be worth far more than 1 cent. Some experts believe that there may be a small number of additional error coins from 1993 still out there. While only one specimen has been verified with this exact combination of anomalies, the possibility of others existing remains open. The U.S. Mint has never officially acknowledged the coin, and no production records exist to explain its features, which only adds to the aura of mystery surrounding it. Collectors across the country have launched grassroots campaigns to raise awareness about error coins and to encourage everyday people to inspect their change. Some have even created online forums and social media groups dedicated to spotting 1993 Liberty Lincoln cents with unusual characteristics. Stories continue to surface of people discovering rare coins in their everyday lives, at laundromats, grocery stores, and even in Coinstar machines. The rise in interest in rare Lincoln cents has caused a boom in the coin collecting world, with hobbyists and professionals alike focusing their attention on 1993 as a key year to watch. Coin dealers report increased demand for sealed rolls of 1993 pennies, and auctions of high-grade specimens are reaching record prices. While none have matched the staggering valuation of the $420 million error coin, some 1993 doubled dies and off-center strikes have sold for thousands, and occasionally tens of thousands, at auction. The story of the 1993 Liberty Lincoln cent is not just about a valuable coin. It's about mystery, discovery, and the incredible possibilities hiding in plain sight. It's about how one tiny object, overlooked by millions of people, can hold within it the potential to change someone's life. And it's a reminder that the world of numismatics is full of surprises, waiting to be uncovered by those who take the time to look a little closer. If you're inspired by the story of the 1993 penny, there are a few steps you can take to start your own treasure hunt. First, get yourself a basic magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. This will allow you to see small details on coins that are invisible to the naked eye. Second, start setting aside coins from your pocket change, especially pennies from the early 1990s. Create a simple organization system to sort them by year and mint mark. Third, educate yourself on common coin errors. Learn what a double die looks like, what an off-center strike appears like, and how to tell if a planchet is unusual. And finally, don't be afraid to reach out to local coin dealers or numismatic associations if you think you've found something interesting. The community of coin collectors is large, passionate, and welcoming, and